Within the Democratic Party, a little further, I'm joined by Wendy Osefo, a liberal political commentator and professor at Johns Hopkins University, and Derek Hunter, a columnist at Town Hall, contributing editor at the Daily Caller. Good to see you both.
Thanks for having me.
As a Democrat, I have to start with you.
Absolutely.
Chuck and Nancy gone?
It's not necessarily Chuck and Nancy gone. It's more so making sure that in 2018 to 2020, we are looking at not a moment, but a movement. And if we look at what happened with the Republicans, 17 people ran and Donald Trump won. He's elderly, but he's still got that momentum behind him.
Yeah.
He is. So, what we have to do here is, yes, bring in the fresh faces, but we can't wilter people out simply because of their age. And so if Biden wants to run and if he'll captivate the Democratic Party, then by all means,
so
let him do it.
So you want Nancy Pelosi to stick around for another few years?
You know, I think Nancy, her leadership is something that has become questionable within the Democratic Party, and I don't think that's about her age. And that's what we have to make very clear. We have to delineate between age and whether you're an effective leader, and that's the issue with Nancy and Chuck.
Derek, we see, especially in these swing districts around the country, that it will decide who's going to control the House. If Republicans run an ad showing Nancy Pelosi with the Democratic candidate, it's deadly.
Nancy Pelosi is not very popular. I want Nancy Pelosi to stick around, I can tell you that. It's funny listening.
There's no hesitation.
I don't know, not at all. I would never donate to a political campaign except maybe her. It's funny hearing Democrats talk about we need new blood, we need new blood. They can go to Keith Richards' doctor and get all their blood changed. They're still selling unpopular ideas. That's what they don't seem to get. It's not the messenger, it's the message.
That's what I said. We need a movement.
But you can't change a few words and focus group a few things and make an unpopular idea popular.
Wendy, on that point, the talking points from the Democrats on the tax cut were basically this is all for the rich.
Yes.
And now they've flipped it and said, well, actually, it is going to help the middle class. And they also said that the corporate tax cut was simply not going to trickle down to employees. And now company after company is saying, we're going to invest more money, we're giving out bonuses. And Bernie Sanders said a couple days ago, the problem is they haven't made the middle class tax cuts permanent. So how can Democrats with a straight face say, we want to make something permanent that we voted no on?
Well, it's not necessarily about making it permanent that we voted no on. It's making sure that we are able to see that benefit. And that is the biggest cautionary tale here, is that we're saying that it's not just the top 1%, it's also the middle class. Well, will the middle class see that in the next few months? Will they see that in a few years?
Well, the IRS says that withholding will start in February. So you'll feel it really soon.
And what's really interesting, you mentioned the corporations. The corporations who are saying that they're giving bonuses are also the same corporations who have laid people off as well. So that's a delicate dance.
The problem is Bernie Sanders is sitting here wishing to be sitting over there. He's not introduced any legislation to have him sit over there. He could get up and sit over there. He's in the United States Senate. If he wants to change the law, he didn't offer an amendment to do what he was doing. He knew that no Democrat was going to vote for the Republican bill, that it was only going to get through on reconciliation. To be permanent, it needed 60 votes.
Yeah.
He didn't care. It's like me saying, I wish I was over there. Well,
Derek,
go over there, Bernie.
I've got 30 seconds for each of you. Immigration, another big issue. Governor Cuomo in New York has now pardoned 18 illegal immigrants. This follows Jerry Brown in California pardoning 2 illegals, essentially, with criminal records just a few days ago around Christmas. What in the world's happening?
It's almost to the point that it's more advantageous to be in this country illegally. You will get special treatment from the government if you're in a blue state. There's these people that Governor Cuomo pardoned and Governor Brown pardoned have real criminal records, some of them human trafficking, some petty larceny, the whole litany of crimes. They're not pardoning Americans. They're not being pardoned based on merit. They're being pardoned because they're illegal.
What in the world is happening? These are illegal immigrants.
Yes, but we cannot paint illegal immigrants with a broad brush and say that all of them.
These specific ones.
Right, but these specific ones. But at the end of the day, we have to understand that sometimes when we look at these sanctuary cities, they're making sure that education is something that continues to flourish in our communities. Anything that makes it so we say immigrants are not welcome here is simply un-American. That's not what this country stands for.
We don't like the ones climbing in the back window.
They're not climbing in the back window.
Wendy, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
New developments tonight in the Las Vegas